Time now for the morning rush. An Albuquerque church vandalized 3 times in a week. This morning, the Metropolitan Community Church worries this could be a hate crime, wondering if their openness to the LGBT community and immigrants could be the reason for the attacks. The vandals leaving $1,000 in damages. Chris.
Yeah, let's take a look at the forecast today, talking about severe thunderstorms for much of eastern New Mexico throughout the morning into the afternoon hours. Roswell, Clovis, Tucumcari, Hobbs, Portales, Edgewood, Santa Fe, Raton, Clayton, all within this marginal risk. Large hail, damaging winds possible with the strongest storms. And yep, every storm has that possibility to produce cloud ground lightning as well as heavy rainfall. David.
All right, the search continues this morning for a missing Colorado man at a New Mexico lake. 78-year-old John Raymond Porter was last seen last week on his sailboat at Navajo Lake. Now, officials say that his boat was later found unoccupied. They also say that the search effort has been scaled down, but that they will continue looking until Porter is found.
The next stop for an Albuquerque man accused of leading officers on a high-speed chase that ended in a crash could be court. He's now being sued. State police were chasing Alberto Aldrate, who was wanted for his connection to a shooting 2 years ago. Driver he crashed into now suing after he and a toddler suffered injuries.
This morning, a cat that tested positive for meth is in another home. The previous owner is now facing animal cruelty charges. Las Cruces police arrested Aaron Spalding after they say that he beat up his girlfriend and held her against her will. During that investigation, police discovered the cat's blood tested positive for meth.
APD now looking into why officers were not on scene of a violent brawl in a parking lot near Central and 3rd. The brawl went on for 5 minutes with no police intervention. This comes more than a year after Mayor Tim Keller promised a more robust police presence downtown. Chris.
Crystal, let's get a look at that Metro Threat Index. Elevated today out of 4. That's because we're going to deal with warm to hot afternoon temperatures above average in the 90s. And then we have the opportunity for some isolated to scattered storms here in the Metro this afternoon. Heavy rainfall, cloud to ground lightning, a possibility. Crystal.
Happening today, the governor is set to hold the summit to discuss ways to reduce the risk of domestic terrorism. The private summit's goal is to discuss measures to ensure safety in the state before a mass shooting emergency. This comes in the wake of 2 recent mass shootings.
Meanwhile, Walmart is now removing items from its website that violate the company's gun policy. At least one shirt with a pro-gun saying on it has been removed. Walmart now stopped selling assault-style rifles back in 2015, but after the massacre in El Paso, there are now calls for them to stop selling guns altogether. Walmart no longer sells guns in New Mexico.
On to developing news. The Trump administration announcing delays on tariffs on goods imported from China. Earlier this month, President Trump announced a new import tax on goods like cell phones, toys, and even video games would take effect September 1st. That's now being delayed until mid-December, giving more time to negotiate a deal. There's a push to rename a road that runs through the Navajo Nation after a local lawmaker. The Daily Times reports the Navajo Legislative Committee is asking Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham to name U.S. Highway 491 after the late Senator John Pinto. Pinto served as a World War II Navajo code talker. He died in May.
We can find out as early as today if there are toxins in Lake Abiquiu. Now, the New Mexican reports that last week the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers shut down the lake after rangers discovered a suspicious-looking color in certain parts of the water. Now, tests revealed that the color to be the result of a blue-green algae bloom. Now, the lake will remain closed until further notice.
This morning, a Rio Rancho family is asking for your help in raising money to send their daughter for treatment to help cure a rare disease. Rachel Reynolds says they need to send their 12-year-old daughter, Sammy, to Cincinnati Children's Hospital to get a bone marrow transplant. We do have a link that you can donate to their website on our website, always on KRQE.com.
Local reggae and rock band Reviva will now be headlining Westside Summerfest this weekend. The city made the announcement yesterday. Now, the band takes the place of the original headliner, that is Starship, featuring Mickey Thomas, who had to cancel. Summerfest is this Saturday at Ventana Ranch Community Park. Chris.
Look at that morning drive. Everything nice here in the Metro. No rain, so everything moving smoothly along I-40 as well as I-25. You're taking a look at the Big I right now. Mostly sunny skies over the Metro, shaping up to be a nice morning. And again, no major accidents being reported at this time. David.
Marble, they're now putting their finishing touches on a brew called #EndAls. Now, it's a purple tinted blueberry lemon white ale. It's being made for the New Mexico Alzheimer's Association. Now, the beer will launch at Marble's 3 locations on August 31st, with a portion of the sales being donated to the Alzheimer's Association.
Welcome back. Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5 this morning, Meow Wolf in Santa Fe could be soon getting bigger. The New Mexican reports that the Arts Collective is in talks now to build a 4-story, 75,000 square foot office building in addition to its creative studio. They plan to roll out the first look with the public at a neighborhood meeting on Monday.
Number 4 now, the search continues for a missing Colorado man at a New Mexico lake. 78-year-old John Raymond Porter was last seen on his sailboat at Navajo Lake last week. His boat was later found abandoned.
At number 3, we're talking about severe storms moving into parts of the state right now. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Roosevelt, Quay, as well as Curry counties. You can see that those storms are about to impact Clovis and Portales within the next 30 minutes.
Number 2, charges against an Albuquerque man accused of leading officers in a high-speed chase ending in a crash remain dismissed this morning. The driver, who police say he crashed into, though, is now suing him. State police say 2 years ago they were chasing Edilberto Alderete when he crashed at Carlisle and Central. Charges for the case were dismissed because a key witness could not be interviewed on time.
At number 1, an Albuquerque church is now cleaning up this morning after being vandalized 3 times in 1 week. Members of the Metropolitan Community Church are now asking why the windows were broken with rocks. Repairs are estimated to be around $1,000.
We'll